Hey guys, today what I want to teach you about is orthogonal drawing. Okay, and orthogonal drawing is great because what it will show you is all the dimensions and detail of an object so that we can actually send that drawing to somewhere to get it manufactured. So we're going to use a standard of third angle projection, which is a standard that we use in Australia, New Zealand, UK and other parts of the world. So what I want to do today is I'm going to start out by drawing a border, but before we do that we can use different drawing. We've got a 40-degree set square, we have a 30-60-degree set square. I like to use a normal clutch pencil, a 0.5 clutch pencil or pacer pencil, but today for the demonstration I'm going to use this pencil here because it's pretty hard to see the lines in construction lines. We have compasses to start drawing, circles, or you can use a circle guide. It's up to you. Okay, so I've got a drawing board here set up which actually has a T-square attached to it. Okay, and to do a border, I want to do a 10 millimeters around the outside. So I'm going to mark 10 millimeters around each border to start off with. And we'll just quickly draw a border around here. And because we got it in the clip here, we can just draw the line straight up because there's 10 millimeters inside of that. Now we'll draw a little title block down here. So I want to do a 20, and an 80, and a 20, and we'll go up by 10 millimeters and another 10 millimeters. Okay, and then what we'll do, we'll just finish that off there. Oops, we'll just go on here. Okay, so we now got our title block down here, and this is where we can put our name in here and the project name and the date. Okay, so let's have a look at the project or the object we're going to make. So we'll pick a face, but let's just start with the area which has the most information, and I think this is going to give us the most detail to start off with. So which way we're going to draw it, that looks okay. We know that it's got a hole in here, so we're going to have some hidden detail for that. Okay, so what I'll do, I'll just draw a construction line to start off with to give us a bit of a guideline to start off with. So I'm just going to draw a line across the board. Just going to see if we can sort of see that line. Might go a little bit harder for the camera. So we'll draw a line across there. Okay, and we can see that line. Next, we can start to measure it. I actually have some vernier calipers here, which are actually very helpful for measuring. So this block is about 120. We're going to round it up. We'll round it down to the nearest size. So that's 120 long. So I'm just going to mark out the base here. So we'll start out with 120. Then we've got the height, 40 high. So I'm going to draw construction lines up. All the way up, because up at the top here we're going to draw our top view up here. Okay. Two construction lines, so that's our 140. Then we have a measure of the height here, which was, what did we say that was? 40 millimeters up. So from here we'll measure up 40 millimeters, make a line. And in construction line, I'll just draw a line straight across. We've got our first measurement or first box in there. Then I'll measure across this dimension here. So we have 40 for that measurement there. And then we have another 40. What's this measurement here? We could have about 20 there for that measurement. Okay, so I'm just going to go in, make marks. So 40, 40, 20, and I'm going to measure that height there, which is about 20 there for that measurement. Okay, so we can measure up 20 up here. And I've got a 45-degree set square, and I know that that's going to be 45. Straight up to that there. And we do our first hard line, and I can draw another line up here. Okay, so now that I've done this in hard weight, so I have 3 classes of line. There's A weight, B weight, and C weight. So A weight is usually for outline, B weight is for hidden detail and center lines, and C weight is construction lines. And so construction lines are great because they're like our guidelines, and they're really easy to rub out if you make mistakes. Okay, so next thing, I'm just going to quickly fill out the rest of this. Up there. Now we just need to measure the depth, and that's about 20 deep in there. So I come down 20. Okay, so we think we might have finished, but I don't think we have actually, because now we've got to represent what this hole means. Okay, so we have to do some hidden detail in here. So what we can measure out, we'll find that that's in the center of that. So that's what's the diameter of this hole. We can actually just go in here and measure that out with the verniers. So we've got about a 28 millimeter hole. Okay, so that was actually about halfway in between by measuring that. So at the halfway mark, we're going to do a center line in here. So get rid of that. So it's at 10, 3, 10, 3 to highlight a center line. And it was 28, so we'll go 14 one side and to 28 out there. And we need to measure the depth. So this is good using the verniers because you can just put it straight up there, and it's 17 millimeters deep. So I'm using the depth thing to measure that. 17 millimeters down. So we'll go up to 17. And I'll do 3 millimeter dashes now. 3 millimeters on, 3 millimeters off, 3 millimeters on. Okay, so we've just represented the hole there. Now what we can do, we can start to project lines up on the drawing so that we can actually draw the top view in. And I'll draw the center line for that. Right, now we'll draw the top view in. So we know that, let's measure the width of this. 41 millimeters wide, so I'll just draw a line across here. 41 millimeters. Okay, now we're looking at the top view. So we can sort of see here, we've got a line here on this edge. So that is going to be filled out solid line. And we have another solid line there. Okay, so I'll just quickly do that. We're just representing that top view there. And we have the center line here, so let's do that center line again. So it's 10, 3, 10, 3, 10, 3. And halfway of this is 20.5. And I'll use the circle guide here. And it was a, checking what the size of that hole was again, 28 millimeter diameter. Okay, now to do the side view, what we can actually do, we can project lines across to show the side view. So I'm just going to quickly draw in construction line some of these lines across here. Okay, it's got some side lines there. We're going to project these lines out a little bit as well. And I'm going to use the 45-degree set square, and we're going to make a line up at 45 degrees there like that. I'll just draw it a little bit darker so you guys can see it that. And what that can do, we can now reflect the lines down. So we know that this is going to be the side view here, so we can draw that straight up there. And because we're going to do, this is a left side view here like this, and this is a right side view here, we're going to see a square back on that. So let's just go across here. And because it's in that presentation there, we're going to have hidden detail lines all the way around that. So what we'll do, we'll just project some of these other lines across the edge of that circle there. And we'll drop these lines down. It's 3 millimeters on. This line's representing that there. So that's our side view. And we can label this now. So normally I just do a little label here. Another one up here. And in construction line I'll just draw a little line across there. So that's 5 millimeters. And what we'll do, we'll just now label that. So we're going to call this the front view. And this is a right side view. And this is top view. Okay, so that's basically the drawing done. Now we have to do some dimensions on this. So we can do some overall dimensions. And the way I like to dimension things is when we start to dimension, we don't actually touch the drawing. We just, the object, we just go up with the about 2 or 3 millimeters off. Do little drop downs in B weight. So, and then what we'll do, we'll just draw a line across between that in B weight. Okay, and then the arrowheads are in A weight. So we go straight out and then up, straight out and up, straight out and up. So a nice looking arrowhead like that. And we know that the length of this was overall was 120. So in nice neat writing, 5 millimeters high, 120. And then we can do some other dimensions up here. Worry about some of these construction lines now. And so we have, let's measure that. That was 20. So we have 20, 20, 40, and then we have, we can just do 20 there, 20, and then we can do some dimensions here. It's 41 millimeters there. So the depth is and there's definitely other ways to dimension when we're doing the dimensions. When it gets the gap gets too small, there's other ways to do that. Okay, and that was 17, wasn't it? Yep. Okay, another one we can do is like do the diameter. Line out there. Arrowhead up there like that. And we do that as a diameter. Diameter 28. Okay, what else do we need? Any other dimensions here? We can actually do an angle here. Okay, and we can actually measure that and probably put a number on that too. 30 across there. Okay, I think that's drawing's pretty well done. Got our overall dimensions like the length, the width, and we've got to put the height in. One more dimension here. Know about some of these construction lines now. Okay, so we get our length, height, width, depth of hole, diameter of hole, dimensions for that. We could probably put another dimension in there, but I think we get the idea for that drawing. So I'm pretty happy with that. Next drawing we'll do an isometric of that. Thanks for watching, guys. Hope you enjoy it.